Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price. 2-minute drill. Tennessee defeats South Carolina 45-20. Jumped out 38-7, and then kind of coasted from there in what was kind of a boring, lackadaisical second half. The players, Coach Heupel, they all kind of admitted they kind of took the foot off the gas. Probably don't need to do that going forward, but another impressive performance on the whole, as Tennessee's defense only gives up 14 total points.
Well, I think there's lots of things to look at good and certainly things to correct. And I think for Josh Heupel, in the moment, maybe that's not great, but afterwards, it's fantastic because now he can walk in and go, all right, here's what it looks like when we're playing with the edge we need to play with. Here's what it looks like when we lose our edge. And Tennessee just didn't have an edge in the second half. It got off to a rough start. They had penalties. It was disjointed to get started in the second half, and they never really got it together in the second half. But that shouldn't take away from what they did in the first half, and obviously they were as efficient as it was imaginable the first half.
Hendon Hooker, another impressive showing, did not turn the football over. Tennessee wins the turnover battle for a third consecutive week. They've not turned the football over since the Tennessee Tech game, so clearly league play, they're flawless. But on the whole, Tyon Evans goes for 119 yards on just a handful of carries. It's not like he touched the ball that much. Just an impressive offensive, efficient showing from this offense.
Yeah, it was, but in the second half, the offensive line certainly lost their edge, and I think South Carolina was much more aggressive. I think they were a little passive in the first half, trying to keep the ball in front of them, and Tennessee took advantage. South Carolina got really aggressive, got up in their face in the second half, and Tennessee just wasn't very good up front. I mean, Hooker, I think he's ended up getting sacked 6 times today. I mean, they've got to clean a lot of that stuff up. But again, when it's clicking and it's rolling, they can play. Hey, Jalen Hyatt made an appearance today.
And made a heck of a catch.
Great catch. Maybe that'll get him jump-started. You got to love Bayless Jones in the slot. You got to love Javonte Payton's 1 catch a game, a touchdown. I'm gonna shut it down, go to the house, whatever. But they're doing some things well. Defensively, they're doing some things well. They just lost their edge in the second half, and I think that's probably a good thing, knowing what's coming next week with a high-powered offense.
Yeah, because they will have to be dotting I's and crossing T's against that Ole Miss offense that scores over 50 today in a thrilling win over Arkansas. Brandon Turnage gets the start. Hubbs led the team in tackles, played really, really well.
Well, and I think that star position is going to always be the tackle leader. I think if you go back and look, whoever seems to be playing star ends up with a whole bunch of tackles. But I thought he played well. I thought he wasn't confused. He knew where to go. I mean, he was ready to roll and did some good things. Again, a lot of good things. Certainly some things to look at and wrap up and fix. I mean, they got to get their special teams back on track. Okay?
Yeah, they were so good early in the year.
They're just, again, they had a communication problem, didn't have enough men on the field on a punt. Got to take a timeout to start the second half, give up the fake punt completion. They have got to get their edge back on special teams. That would be one of my main takeaways on what you got to work on.
All right, Tennessee wins it 45-20. They did so on somebody's birthday. Brent Hubbs, happy birthday, my friend, from everybody on the General's Quarters.
Great to see Al Wilson in the house, too.